As individuals pass the age of 70, many begin to think more carefully about how many years might still lie ahead. The later decades of life bring a new awareness of time, and with it comes the realization that the body itself is constantly sending signals about its condition. Some people remain energetic, mentally sharp, and strong well into old age, while others experience a gradual decline in stamina, balance, and resilience. The difference is not always determined by luck or genetics. In fact, researchers and doctors have identified clear patterns that can reveal a person's likely path of health and longevity. Among the most reliable signs is walking speed. It might seem simple, but the pace at which a person moves is often a mirror of the entire body's condition. A steady and confident stride reflects strong muscles, healthy joints, good circulation, and even sharp brain function. When the steps become hesitant, slower, or unsteady, it can be a warning of deeper concerns. Studies have shown that older adults who maintain a brisk and stable walking pace tend to live longer and remain more independent compared to those who slow down noticeably with age. Consider two individuals of the same age. One makes a habit of walking each day, moving with strength and balance, and rarely feels fatigued by daily activity. The other, once active, has gradually slowed, avoids stairs, and struggles to keep pace with friends or family. Though their ages are identical, the contrast in walking ability reveals much about their overall vitality. The first is likely to remain mobile and active for many years, while the second faces a greater risk of decline. Slowing down is not always inevitable, however. Weak muscles, reduced circulation, stiff joints, or early neurological conditions such as Parkinson's disease can all contribute to slower walking. These are challenges that can often be addressed with effort and care. Small adjustments such as short daily walks, strength training, or balance exercises can gradually improve movement and stability. Choosing stairs instead of elevators, stretching throughout the day, or engaging in gentle leg exercises can make a meaningful difference. Walking speed, in this sense, is not just a measure of decline but also an opportunity for growth. Another key sign of longevity is grip strength. Something as ordinary as the firmness of a handshake can reveal a surprising amount about future health. A strong grip usually indicates preserved muscle mass, efficient circulation, and a nervous system that continues to function well. When grip weakens, however, it is often an early sign of frailty, reduced independence, and even an increased risk of chronic illness. This is not only about the hands. Weak grip often reflects broader loss of strength throughout the body. Maintaining grip strength is possible at any age. Simple exercises such as squeezing a ball, using hand grippers, or carrying light weights can help preserve this ability. Household tasks, gardening, and activities that involve regular lifting or grasping also play a role in strengthening the hands. The key is consistency. Small daily efforts build resilience and independence over time. Testing grip can be eye-opening. If opening jars, carrying grocery bags, or holding objects has become more difficult, it is worth paying attention. These are not simply minor inconveniences of age, but signals of how the body is changing. By working to restore strength, individuals can protect not only their hands but also their freedom to live actively and independently. Together, walking speed and grip strength provide two of the clearest indicators of longevity after 70. Both reflect the body's broader condition and both can be improved with deliberate practice. They remind us that aging is not only about decline but also about opportunities to maintain vitality through attention, discipline, and care. Balance is another crucial signal of future health that is often overlooked. The ability to stand steadily on one leg for a short period of time can tell a great deal about how well the body and mind are aging together. It may sound simple, but balance is the result of muscles, joints, reflexes, and the brain all working in harmony. When that harmony weakens, the risks of falling, injury, or long recovery times increase dramatically. For older adults, a single fall can sometimes lead to hospitalization, loss of mobility, and reduced independence. Imagine two women of similar age attempting a balance test. One lifts her foot from the ground and remains steady, confident, and relaxed. The other immediately begins to wobble, needing support from a chair or wall. That second reaction is not just a harmless inconvenience. It can be an early warning of weakened muscles, slowed reflexes, and even reduced brain function. Good balance is strongly linked to better outcomes in later years, while poor balance can shorten life expectancy. The positive news is that balance, much like strength, can be improved through regular effort. Practicing short daily exercises such as standing on one leg, walking heel to toe in a straight line, or engaging in mindful activities like Tai Chi or yoga can build stability. These movements not only strengthen muscles but also sharpen coordination and enhance the brain's ability to respond quickly. Even simple actions such as standing on one foot while brushing teeth or waiting for the kettle to boil can make progress over time. Another essential sign of longevity is the quality of sleep. Rest is not simply a period of stillness, it is the body's time for repair, renewal, and regulation. During deep sleep, damaged cells are restored, hormones are balanced, and the immune system strengthens. Sleep also clears toxins from the brain and organizes memories, keeping the mind sharp. When sleep is consistent and restful, the entire body benefits. When it is fragmented or insufficient, decline accelerates. Consider two men in their 70s. One goes to bed at a steady hour, sleeps soundly for 7 hours, and wakes feeling refreshed. He remains active, alert, and calm during the day. The other struggles to fall asleep, wakes frequently, and averages only 5 hours a night. Over time, the second man experiences fatigue, mood swings, foggy thinking, and fluctuating blood pressure. His weakened rest increases his vulnerability to illness and slows his reflexes. Poor sleep in older age is not simply uncomfortable, it can be dangerous. The causes of poor sleep can vary from stress to diet, from lack of daylight exposure to conditions such as sleep apnea. Fortunately, many solutions are within reach. Reducing screen time before bed, creating a calming bedtime routine, and avoiding heavy meals or caffeine late in the evening can all improve rest. Adjusting the bedroom to be cooler and darker also makes a difference. Even small improvements in sleep quality can add years of health and energy to life. If sleep patterns have changed noticeably, it is wise not to dismiss them as normal signs of aging. Fatigue upon waking or frequent nighttime restlessness should be taken seriously, because restorative sleep is a foundation for both longevity and well-being. Healthy rest supports a healthy body, and it is never too late to strengthen this essential habit. Balance and sleep together form two vital pillars of health after 70. They represent not only how the body functions in the present, but also how it is preparing for the future. By paying attention to these signals and taking action, individuals can remain steady, alert, and resilient for many years to come. Another revealing sign of how the body is aging is appetite and eating habits. Food is more than fuel, it is the source of strength, recovery, and energy. In later years, the way a person eats can become a window into their overall condition. A stable appetite combined with balanced meals supports muscle preservation, stable weight, and sharp mental focus. By contrast, when appetite fades, meals are skipped, or unintentional weight loss occurs, the body may be signaling that something more serious is developing. Imagine two women in their 70s. One continues to enjoy preparing meals, eats regularly, and maintains a balanced diet with fruits, vegetables, proteins, and grains. She has steady energy, recovers quickly when she becomes ill, and remains active. The other has gradually lost interest in food, often skips meals, and substitutes real nourishment with packaged snacks. Without noticing, she has lost weight, feels fatigued, and finds her concentration weakening. These changes are not only about taste or convenience, they can indicate a decline in health that may shorten independence and vitality. Poor nutrition in older age affects both body and mind. Without proper fuel, muscles weaken, recovery slows, and the immune system becomes less effective. The brain also depends on nutrients to stay sharp, and when meals are skipped or diets become unbalanced, memory and focus can suffer. Appetite loss can sometimes be linked to medical conditions, medication side effects, or emotional challenges such as grief or depression. That is why paying attention to eating habits is vital. The encouraging truth is that nutrition can be improved at any stage of life. Small adjustments such as eating smaller but more frequent meals, choosing nutrient-dense foods, or preparing lighter dishes can restore balance. Seeking medical guidance when unexplained weight loss occurs is also important. Eating is not only about survival but about maintaining strength and joy in daily life. Taking the time to enjoy meals, even in simple ways, provides the body with the building blocks needed for resilience. Another decisive sign of longevity is how a person manages stress. Stress is more than a feeling of tension or worry, it has measurable effects on the body. Long-term stress increases inflammation, strains the heart, weakens immunity, and accelerates cellular aging. Individuals who live under constant worry or frustration often develop chronic illnesses more quickly than those who learn to adapt and cope with life's challenges. Consider two men of similar age. One faces difficulties with calm, pausing to breathe, reflect, and adjust. He relies on walking, mindfulness, and conversation with loved ones to release tension. The other reacts with anxiety to every setback, replays problems endlessly in his mind, and isolates himself. Over time, the first man maintains better health, while the second sees his energy, mood, and resilience decline. Stress that is not managed becomes a heavy weight on both the mind and the body. The skill of reducing stress can be learned and refined at any age. Practices such as meditation, journaling, gentle exercise, or spending time in nature all help restore balance. Equally important is social support, because sharing burdens with trusted friends or family eases their weight. The key is not to eliminate stress completely, which is impossible, but to create healthy ways to respond to it. A calm mind supports a strong body, and resilience in the face of difficulty is one of the greatest predictors of healthy aging. Appetite, nutrition, and stress management together shape the body's inner foundation. They determine how energy is produced, how recovery occurs, and how the mind stays centered. By caring for these areas, older adults not only extend their lifespan but also enhance the quality of their days, ensuring that life after 70 remains vibrant and meaningful. When you look at these three habits together, delaying urination, ignoring constipation, and sitting for long hours, a clear pattern begins to emerge. Each one may seem harmless in isolation, but when repeated over months and years, they quietly place constant stress on the prostate. They create pressure from above, pressure from behind, and stagnation from within. The gland that should remain soft, flexible, and well-nourished is instead forced to endure strain, swelling, and irritation. The result is not only discomfort but also the gradual loss of confidence in your own body. What is powerful to realize is that none of these habits are permanent. They are not fixed features of aging. They are choices that can be changed with awareness and consistency. The prostate does not enlarge overnight. It responds to repeated conditions, adapting in ways that are not always healthy. That also means that by altering those conditions, you give the gland the opportunity to adapt in a healthier direction. Tissue that has been stressed can begin to relax. Inflammation that has been fed by poor circulation or constant pressure can gradually diminish. Many men believe they are powerless once the symptoms appear, but this belief is one of the greatest obstacles to healing. The truth is that the body remains capable of improvement even in the later decades of life. Relief does not require complicated routines or extreme sacrifices. It requires attention to the everyday choices that shape the body's environment. By choosing to respond when the bladder calls, by choosing foods that soften and balance the bowels, and by choosing to rise and move regularly, men create conditions where the prostate can recover its rhythm. This process is not instant, but it is steady. Just as the habits that harm the prostate accumulate over years, the habits that heal it build their effect with time. Each day you practice them is like removing a stone from a heavy burden. With enough days, the weight becomes lighter, the pressure eases, and the nights are less disturbed. Improvement does not always shout. Sometimes it whispers in the form of fewer awakenings, easier flow, or simply greater peace of mind knowing that you are taking care of your health. It is also worth noting that these adjustments influence more than the prostate. Better bowel habits improve digestion and energy. More frequent movement strengthens circulation throughout the entire body, lowering the risk of other conditions that come with age. Responding to the bladder promptly teaches mindfulness and reduces tension in everyday life. In other words, the prostate benefits are just one part of a larger wave of wellness that flows through the body when you treat it with consistent respect. Think of these habits as a foundation. They are not dramatic medical interventions. They are daily decisions that shape the internal environment where health either thrives or struggles. When the foundation is strong, everything built upon it has greater stability. The body, the mind, and the spirit all gain from the relief that comes when strain is lifted from such a central part of the body. This understanding transforms fear into empowerment. Instead of feeling at the mercy of age, men can recognize that they have influence over their comfort and vitality. The future does not need to be filled with frustration, urgency, or sleepless nights. It can be filled with steady energy, reliable function, and confidence that grows with each day of mindful practice. The prostate, like every organ, responds to the way you live. Ultimately, the message is simple but profound. The smallest habits often have the largest consequences. By reshaping these habits with care, men can experience not only relief but renewal. The body is not working against you. It is waiting for you to remove the burdens that weigh it down so that it can return to balance. With patience and attention, that balance is well within reach. The path forward is not about radical change or overwhelming effort. It is about awareness, consistency, and respect for the signals of your body. Every man has the ability to make these adjustments, no matter his age. The prostate responds when the environment shifts, and that response can be healing when you reduce the pressures that irritate it. What feels like a heavy burden of discomfort can begin to lighten with even the simplest of daily choices. The first step is to recognize that you are not powerless. Many men carry the belief that once symptoms appear, nothing can be done except to tolerate them or rely on medication. While medical support may be necessary in certain cases, the foundation of improvement is built in everyday life. Each time you choose to empty your bladder promptly, you are giving relief to your urinary system. Each time you add a serving of fiber or a glass of water, you are reducing pressure on your prostate. Each time you stand, stretch, and allow circulation to flow again, you are creating the conditions for healing. These actions may seem small, but their power lies in repetition. The body does not require dramatic gestures, it requires steady care. Just as years of neglect can create dysfunction, years of mindful practice can restore balance. The prostate is not an enemy working against you. It is a sensitive organ asking for respect and attention. When you honor it, it rewards you with greater comfort, stronger flow, and more peaceful nights. Consider also the ripple effect of these changes. Improved urinary health leads to deeper sleep, and deeper sleep strengthens energy and mood. Better bowel function reduces inflammation, which benefits not only the prostate but also the heart, joints, and immune system. More frequent movement strengthens circulation, supporting not only the pelvis but also the brain and muscles. By caring for one gland, you improve the well-being of the entire body. The investment pays back in every direction. It is natural to feel frustration when symptoms have already disrupted your life. Yet frustration does not need to define the future. What defines the future is the response you choose. You can decide to let old habits continue, or you can decide to build new ones that align with the health you desire. The power rests in daily choices, and that power is available to you right now. Even men in their 70s and 80s can benefit from these adjustments. Age does not close the door to improvement. The body remains capable of adapting, healing, and renewing when given the chance. The key is to provide that chance through consistent care. This truth should bring encouragement rather than fear. You are not trapped by your symptoms. You are supported by a body that wants to recover. The journey toward better prostate health is less about fighting and more about cooperating. It is about creating an environment where the body can do what it was designed to do. By listening to its messages, responding with care, and practicing small habits every day, you open the way to relief and renewal. The smallest decisions, when repeated with intention, carry the power to transform your comfort and your confidence. Your health is not behind you, it is here, waiting for you to take action. The best years are not lost, they can still be lived with energy, clarity, and ease. The prostate does not have to control your life. With consistent care and mindful habits, you can reclaim that control and experience the strength and comfort you deserve.